Hello, I'm Mark, and this is a video lecture about complex numbers. So first, let's just start off by solving a few questions, okay? Complex numbers, how we represent a negative under the square root. Okay, so we have a negative 1 under the square root, we let that be I. So I equals square root of negative 1. And if you square I squared, that's the same thing as doing your square root of negative 1 squared, so that's negative 1. And then if you square that again, that's just 1. Okay. So using that principle, in number 1, I can break up the square root of 81 into the square root of 81 times the square root of negative 1, which is basically 9 times the square root of negative 1, or 9 times I. Because the square root of negative 1 is I. Okay, that's that answer. Number 2, it's going to be the square root of negative 25. So once again, we can break that up to what? Square root of 25 times the square root of negative 1. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root of negative 1 is I. And we're done. Okay. How about number 3? Okay, so we have negative times the square root of negative 36. So the square root of negative 36, we can break that up into this. Okay. And then the square root of 36 is 6. Square root of negative 1 is I. And then I'm just going to bring down this negative here. So negative square root of negative 36 is negative 6I. Let's look at number 5. Number 4 there. Well, it says 5 on the board, that's fine. We have 2I times 3 square root of 5I. So here we just distribute. So 2I times 3 is 6I. And 2I times negative 5 is negative 10I squared. Well, remember, I squared is what? Negative 1. Negative times a negative is positive. And we need to put the real number in the front. Okay, let's look at this last one. Here we're going to foil. Well, we foil imaginary numbers just like we foil anything else. So that'll be 2 times 2, which is 4. 2 times negative 3i, which is negative 6i. Positive 3i times 2, which is 6i. And 3 times negative 3i times negative 3i, that's negative 9i squared. Okay, and so if you look there, your middle two terms are going to cancel, okay, because negative 6i plus 6i, that just goes away. You're left with 4 minus 9i squared, which gives you an I squared is just negative 1. Okay, so a negative times a negative, so that's now 4 plus 9. Okay, which is 13. So this has been my video lecture about complex numbers. You can look me up online, www.supergenius99.com. Thank you.